President Donald Trump has signed a bill compelling his Justice Department to release all of its case files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Senate approved the measure without debate or opposition on Wednesday, a day after only one member of the House of Representatives voted against it. Trump's signature represents a reversal on legislation he spent months opposing, stoking speculation that the files might contain further connections between him and Jeffrey Epstein. Some documents could still be withheld under the law's loopholes, such as a provision exempting files needed for ongoing investigations. Well, the Justice Department did recently open an investigation into Democratic politicians' connections to Epstein, meaning that loophole could be invoked. Earlier, I spoke to Elana Schor, senior Washington editor at the news outlet Semafor, and asked her whether we can expect to see the release of the files by the 30 days deadline.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big open question in Washington right now. You know, as you already referenced, these ongoing investigative activities regarding Democrats do provide the Justice Department a clear pretext to redact names, make other edits that they won't necessarily have to explain because they can just say it's related to an ongoing investigation. You know, in addition to that, there is the possibility there might be a delay in certain files. And, you know, the interesting part about a bill like this is normally you would be able to take the Justice Department to court if you had standing, but it's really not clear how many of Epstein's victims, you know, the universe of people that might be able to ever lodge a challenge.
So Republicans, Democrats, journalists, everybody's interested in seeing Epstein files. Could you just explain for our international audience why these are so interesting from people all across the political spectrum?
Yeah, you know, Epstein had a lot of very powerful friends. Obviously, his sex trafficking activities, which he's been convicted of, you know, are kind of just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what reporting, particularly from one reporter at the Miami Herald named Julie Brown and others, has turned up. He basically cultivated people in power, Democrats and Republicans alike. Now, you know, some of that is reality, right? There's also mythology that frankly has been nurtured by the internet. Epstein is the subject of a huge amount of memes, jokes, and, you know, real credible speculation that his network ran much deeper than, you know, those we know, which include obviously Prince Andrew. We know that there has been ties to Bill Clinton, Elon Musk himself. So there's, I think, a great hunger among, as you say, both parties in America to get more information about who exactly he was associating with.
And there was a lot of public anger over the failure to release the Epstein files. Trump campaigned in large part on promising to release those files. A lot of his supporters thought that they would see a lot of Democratic names, a lot of their political foes going down. And then when he didn't, there was public anger over that. Do you expect some of that anger or all of that anger to go away if the Department of Justice does follow through and release at least most of the files?
I mean, the anger that goes away will probably morph into political battles over the details that do become public, frankly. I don't think Epstein's going anywhere. If anything, we will see kind of a new phase. This attack that the White House has lodged against this Democrat, who isn't in quote unquote the Epstein files, but newly revealed to be texting with him, kind of gives us a preview of what will happen to new names who might emerge. They will be drawn into this maelstrom.
Elana Schor with Semafor, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.